Tonight on CTV News at 5.
I limit how much I drive.
Costly commute. Maritimers aren't pumped about the price at the pumps.
I don't think there's a better club she could be going to. Like you said, I mean, Regina's absolutely football crazy.
And game changer, a Mount Allison student heads to Saskatchewan for a CFL internship.
Nice to have some late April sun and more tomorrow before a chance of showers returns to the region.
Live from the Maritimers News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, pump pressure. Filling up your vehicle has gotten pricier over the last few weeks, and as gas prices rise, Canadians are eager to save on fuel. From driving less to carpooling, as CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, they're going an extra mile to save on mileage. Ryan.
Well, Maria, it is a bright and sunny day out here, and soon enough, the nicer weather will be here to stay. But some new numbers show that indeed gas prices have some people going out for fewer drives this spring, and that already they are impacting some people's summer vacation plans. A litre of regular self-serve cost more than $1.86 as people began their week in the Sydney area today.
My thoughts on the gas prices are ridiculous. It's just a money grab.
Gas prices went up another 6.6 cents a litre over the weekend in Nova Scotia and nearly 5 cents per litre in New Brunswick. Now, a new poll by Narrative Research finds that 88% of drivers across Canada are concerned about the price of gas, and that 40% are in fact driving less.
I limit how much I drive. I make sure where I'm going all in one time only, if I can.
I'm a driver. I love driving. I drive from here to hell and back. It won't bother me none. But it's just cost factor.
The poll finds about 1 in 10 who are driving the same amount are stretching their fill-ups, buying smaller amounts of gas at a time.
Especially when you're a senior that's on fixed income. You try not to drive, but you gotta.
The survey also asked people how prices at the pumps might affect their summer trips. 48% of those staying in Canada said they plan to vacation in the same province they live in. Only 27% plan to drive to another province. 25% plan to fly to another province.
Well, I guess we're still cautiously optimistic for the season.
The head of Destination Cape Breton says he's been hearing from operators that summer bookings are still looking pretty good. Their hope is that more Maritimers will vacation closer to home, and that some will stick around places like the Cabot Trail rather than driving from province to province.
That's the hope, is that people will be more narrow in terms of where their trip will be, instead of trying to squeeze far too much in.
I might run up to New Brunswick and back, but that's about it.
And while plenty of people are still hitting the roads as part of their daily routine, the survey also finds that about 14% of those polled are doing more walking and biking these days, and about 8% are working from home more often to save on gas. Now, the survey results also found that 22% of respondents reported no change at all in their behavior, that they're still driving just as much and still buying just as much gas, even with gas prices as high as they currently are. Maria?
Oh, and have we seen the limit? We don't know. CTV's Ryan McDonald in Sydney for us this evening. That actually brings us to tonight's web poll. This is what we're asking. Are you driving less due to gas prices? Your options are yes, I'm purposely driving less, or no, I'm still driving as per usual. And the final option, the gas prices don't affect me. Just go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. All right, over to the anchor desk we go now, where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Maria. Coming up at 6 o'clock, an investigation is underway into a fatal house fire in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. This happened over the weekend. 2 women and a man died in the fire. It broke out in the small hours of Saturday morning, and we will have the details. And we'll hear from neighbors tonight at 6 o'clock. A wildfire in southwestern New Brunswick this weekend has fire officials reminding people forest fire season, wildfire season, is here. And they are taking it very seriously. A reminder coming up at 6 o'clock. 5 weeks ago, a drop-in center at the center of concerns of crime and drugs in downtown Bridgewater closed. Since then, calls to police have dropped significantly and business has picked up at shops and businesses downtown. We'll hear from the mayor and business owners about the change, what it means for Bridgewater, coming up at 6. Kayla Mitchell in the Weather Center with a map, the color of which we haven't seen for quite some time. Look at that, double digits almost all around.
Yeah, we've got a few 20s that have just showed up over the last hour around western parts of New Brunswick. The sun is out, but it is sea breeze season in the Maritimes, which means as we look towards some coastal areas, we can find big temperature differences between areas right on the coast, like, for example, around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia right now, where areas are sitting between 5 and 10 degrees, and locations just a little bit further inland and spots that are a little bit sheltered out of that sort of more onshore wind off of those chillier ocean waters. And that includes the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia, which is sitting right now with some temperatures between 16 and 18 degrees. Even at Amherst at the moment, it's 14, 16 at Moncton. There's those 20s, one at Woodstock and one at Edmundston. For Prince Edward Island right now, we've got 10 degrees at Summerside, 11 at Charlottetown, also 11 in Sydney in Cape Breton. Winds right now are mostly out of an easterly direction, so that's bringing them a little bit more onshore around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, which is why that cooling effect from those winds off the waters was a little bit more pronounced for that part of the Maritimes. The winds are mostly being sustained right now between around 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. A few gusts running up between 20 and 30, pretty typical by our standards here in the Maritimes. Now, taking a look at things on radar and satellite, there's going to just be a few clouds around for tonight. It's going to be a bit of a brisk night, but some parts of the region, good portion of the region, can expect a good deal more sunshine on Tuesday, and those details when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kayla. That'll put a smile on your face. And here's something else that will too. It's that time of year again. Tim Hortons Smile Cookies are back. Celebrating 30 years, Tim Hortons Smile Cookie Week is officially on. Smile Cookies were introduced in 1996, and so far over $151 million have been raised, with 100% of the proceeds supporting over 700 charities and community groups in Canada.
This is the one week in the year where you can make a big difference in your local community. Mental Health Nova Scotia, IWK Foundation, and the Tim Horton Foundation camps are all the recipients of all the proceeds. 100% of proceeds go to these three charities. We raised $22.6 million last year across the nation, over $150 million since its inception in 1996. So be a big part of the movement for $2 only, and you can make a difference in your community. And we appreciate it.
Wow, the campaign runs until May 3rd, so there you have it. That's the deadline. Volunteers have been actually stepping in to decorate the cookies in droves. You can head to any Tim Hortons in the Maritimes for the popular sweet treat that makes a difference. All right, time for a break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us, though. A preview of what's coming up next.
I'm Derek Haggett in Sackville, New Brunswick. Coming up on CTV News at 5, you're going to meet a student from Mount Allison University who's turned her lifelong passion for football into an opportunity of a lifetime with a professional team. Her story is coming up.
Welcome back. So we have a great new contest that's back. CTV and Charm Diamond Centers want to help you charm your mother. With Mother's Day just around the corner, you could win a $2,500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers to help show mom just how much you care. Whether it's personalized gems, a diamond bracelet, or the perfect pendant to wear close to her heart, every mom deserves some sparkle in her life. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca or click on the QR code on your screen right now. We'll announce the winner on Friday, May 8th. Good luck, everybody. Our next story now. Football has been a male-dominated sport for years, but that's starting to change both here in Canada and in the United States. CTV's Derek Haggett met with a university student who's taking her passion for the game to a higher level.
She may only be 21 years old, but Mount Allison student Julia Cameron has had a long football journey. It started when she was just 11 months old and would watch games with her father, a former player and coach.
Before I could even speak, he taught me the illegal procedure sign, so the ref would say it, I'd do the signal, and then I fell in love from there.
Cameron played with the boys growing up in her hometown of Truro and was always the only girl in the squad, but she never felt excluded.
I just love being a part of the team, the camaraderie, and just there's no environment like football.
The Commerce student records practice and game video for the Mounties and engages fans on the team's social media platforms. She's accepted a 4-week internship with the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian Football League. She'll work in marketing, operations, and analytics during the team's training camp in May.
I don't think there's a better club she could be going to. Like you said, I mean, Regina's absolutely football crazy.
Mounties head coach Scott Brady says more and more women are getting involved in football.
Both in the CFL and at the U Sports level. I think there's just so many of them who have a passion for the game, and they just haven't been afforded the opportunities in the past.
Cameron wrote letters to the National Football League when she was just a kid, trying to convince the commissioner to let women play.
Can you give us a shot? And yeah, we can be physical too. I'm playing, and I'd love to see somebody that I could look up to in that way.
She'll be back with the Mounties in the fall and hopes to turn her education and passion for football into a career. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Sackville, New Brunswick.
Way to go, Julia. And, you know, she's talking about somebody to look up to. I mean, so many young girls can look up to you. Yeah, trailblazing for sure.
Congratulations. I'm sure she's going to have an absolute blast with that internship.
Amazing experience. All right, you know, it was an amazing experience. The sunshine today and yesterday. What a glorious day. Beautiful weekend overall, Kaylin.
Yeah, real big turnaround in weather conditions for the Maritimes basically over the last 24 to 48 hours or so. We're looking at blue sky, almost a beach day here in Lower Sackville. Looking at the lakeshore. I'm going to have more on the forecast after the break.
Our beloved Steve Murphy was toasted and roasted on Saturday night. Over 700 people attended the 32nd East Coast Roast presented by Bell at the Halifax Convention Centre in support of the Arthritis Society. More than $486,000 were raised for arthritis research, patient education, and programs. Nancy Regan and Bruce Rainey emceed the evening, as you just saw. It featured appearances and zingers from Nova Scotia's Lieutenant Governor and former roastee Mike Savage, Liz Rigney, Jason Baxter, Todd Battis, former Premier Darrell Dexter, Brian Doherty. The list goes on and on. So many friends and family got in on the fun. And Kaylin, we got to sit in the audience and enjoy it. And what a night it was.
It was a great night. It was a great cause, great turnout. Classic Steve Murphy gave as good as he got with his rebuttal at the end there.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, it was a blast to be there for sure. Weather cooperated as well. It wasn't like we were kind of scurrying into the building in the rain or anything like that. Speaking of weather cooperating, today a lot of sunshine around the region. We're looking here at Wentworth Park in the Sydney area, though it was cool. We talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast, just with the winds coming in off of ocean waters for parts of the Maritimes, keeping some locations a little bit closer towards the coast on the cooler side, whereas areas that were a little bit more sheltered out of that wind off the water managed to make it up towards the mid to high teens today, and even a few in the west of New Brunswick touching on 20 degrees. Now, barometric pressure is on the higher side right now, sitting above 1,020 millibars, but it is going to be falling a little bit over the next 24 to 48 hours, and the reason for that is that high pressure system is going to be moving out of the way a little bit, and this low pressure system sitting to the south of us gets a little bit closer. That low pressure system is going to increase cloudiness for a few parts of the Maritimes tomorrow, and will actually, by the afternoon on Tuesday, bring a chance of showers to the south shore of Nova Scotia. Now, taking a look at things on radar right now, no showers to show you, and it's going to remain that way as we make our way through this evening and tonight. There's a little bit in the way of some cloud cover around. There's been some cloudiness that's been developing throughout the day in the province of New Brunswick, though that will be dissipating as we make our way towards and after midnight. A little bit of cloud cover expected to snug up around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia as we make our way through tonight. It's also going to be a little bit of a brisk night for the region, and same thing goes for the start of the day on Tuesday. A lot of sunshine tomorrow for the province of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Some increasing cloudiness around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. And here you can see by around the early to mid-afternoon hours, some of those greens showing up. That's a chance of a few showers starting to approach the south shore of Nova Scotia, parts of Yarmouth, Shelburne, and even Queens County. And then after that, as we make our way through Tuesday evening and Tuesday night, some showers are expected to become a little bit more widespread around the southwest of Nova Scotia. That could also include during Tuesday evening and Tuesday night getting into the Annapolis Valley, and even a low chance of some showers in and around the Halifax area. It'd be around a 30–40% chance there. Now that area of showers is going to be around for Tuesday night and into Wednesday, and the highest chance of showers on Wednesday is going to be in southern areas of New Brunswick and southwestern areas of Nova Scotia. So not quite done with the April showers yet here in the Maritime region. Winds in the forecast for tonight are mostly out of an east and southeast direction, generally light, mostly sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow's winds out of the southeast as well. Gusts mostly in the range of 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, though a little bit higher in southwestern areas of Nova Scotia. A bit more blustery there. Some of those peak gusts coming up between 30 and 50. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight around the Maritimes in the range of around -2 to +2. A little bit cooler, a little bit chillier in eastern parts of Nova Scotia. That's where a few of those -2s could be a little bit more widespread, including for Sydney. And high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow. Once again, cooler for some coastal areas where most of the highs will be held around the high single digits and low teens. And then away from those coastal areas, some high temperatures tomorrow again, mid to high teens, and wouldn't even surprise me if a couple 20s show up right around the border of New Brunswick and Maine. Let's take a look at our Weather Watcher for tonight. And tonight's Weather Watcher is coming in from 6-year-old Jordan Ballou from Petitcodiac, New Brunswick. And Jordan has sent us a drawing of being outside under a rainbow after the rain has gone through. Thank you, Jordan. Perfect time to spot some rainbows. And Weather Watchers can come in anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So the Freedom of the City ceremony took place over the weekend. The event highlights the cooperation between Halifax and its long history with the military. As CTV's Jonathan McGinnis shows us, this year's parade also included a change of command.
The scarlet coats of the Princess Louise Fusiliers marched through the streets of Halifax on Saturday. The parade was part of the Freedom of the City celebration that highlights the trust, respect, and bond between citizens and the local regiment.
We have a very long history here with the military, and we are a military town, so having that special relationship between the city and our armed forces is something that I think deserves respect and acknowledgement.
The procession began at Artillery Park with the Fusiliers winding their way through the streets before ending up at Grand Parade.
It's where the troops formed up to go to World War II, and it's a real special ceremony when we're able to continue that tradition.
The ceremony also marked the change of command. Lieutenant Colonel Rhonda Matthews has led the regiment for the last 4 years.
Many soldiers have went on deployments, including myself. I got to go to Africa several times working with women's initiatives in Rwanda, Uganda, and Ghana.
Incoming Commander Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Stone joined the military more than 17 years ago. He admits he has big shoes to fill.
So we're prepared and always will be prepared to serve Canada and its interests both domestically and internationally.
3 cheers for Lieutenant Colonel Matthews! Hip, hip! The traditional outgoing salute was given to Lieutenant Colonel Matthews as the regiment that was formed in 1869 welcomes its newest commander. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Time now for our final break here on CTV News at 5. First, though, a preview of what's coming up next.
I'm Vanessa Wright in Halifax. Coming up on CTV News at 5, meet the dance prodigy that's taking her moves across the globe to represent Team Canada in the 2026 Dance World Cup. That story is coming up next.
Jamieson, twister, bouncer, far side, past Del Bianco.
If you managed to stay up for the West Coast game, Thunderbirds fans were treated to quite a show. The T-Birds went into playoffs in last place, so they were matched against the #1 team, the Vancouver Warriors. At half, They were losing 7-1, and wow, what a second half. The Birds came back to win the game 7-10 with 9 unanswered goals. That means playoffs are coming to Halifax for the second year in a row. Halifax meets the Swarm in Georgia on May 2nd, and will be back in the nest for Game 2, May 9th. Go T-Birds, go. Outstanding. I love that flag out there, too. Love it. Okay, on to our next story here. A young Nova Scotia dancer is gearing up for one of the world's largest dance competitions. As CTV's Vanessa Wright shows us, she hails from North Preston and hopes to soon be a household name.
No matter where she is, you can bet 10-year-old Elise Clayton will stun the crowd with her magic moves.
I don't know. I just started dancing, and then my dad put me in, and then, yeah.
It's a passion her mother, Shaikia, says developed at a young age.
She's been actually dancing since she's been born, to be honest. Like, we have videos of her, like, age 2, 1, like, literally dancing and on beat, like, to so many, like, different songs.
The dance prodigy loves jazz and contemporary, but hip-hop has her heart.
I literally, like, I get speechless. I don't even know what to even say. Like, when I see it after, all I say is, like, just be thankful to God that this is what I got.
Lights off, lights off, lights on.
It's a talent she's taking across the globe to Ireland, where she'll represent Team Canada at the 2026 Dance World Cup.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because I have a solo and I'm really scared to do it.
Originally, they selected her to come for hip-hop, and then when she got there, they saw her, and then they gave her a solo, so that's the solo she's been talking about. So now she's going to be performing by herself there, too.
Her community and hometown of North Preston, Nova Scotia, will be cheering her on when she takes center stage in July and for years to come. She already has her eyes set on a future dancing career in Los Angeles.
Because that's where, like, I see on, like, TikTok and stuff, and that's where all the famous dancers dance, and there's more opportunities there.
With what she can do at just 10, an opportunity is something she won't have any trouble finding. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, North Preston, Nova Scotia.
Elise, you are amazing, and we can't wait to hear how things go for you in July. All right, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching, everybody. The national news is next. Good night.